inflatables, live entertainment, and of course, tons of candy. It's a free gift to our community from Abba's House. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hoare on AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Oh, the curtain lights, this is it, we'll hit the heights, and oh, what heights we'll hit, on with the show, this is it.
The one and only Mr. Jet Show is on the air here in beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee. Is it not a great day out there? I don't think I have seen a cloud nor any kind of markings, any crop circles, any striping, any kites. I didn't even see a drone in the sky today. No. Must be close to Halloween. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. You can also follow us at hotnewstalkradio.com. That way, if you're about to get out of your car and maybe go into your office or your house, and the AM signal gets kind of weird inside of a building, but that's okay. You can still listen to us at hotnewstalkradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, and we encourage you to follow us on Twitter and at the same time like us on Facebook so you can kind of keep up what's going on in the wild, wild world that we live in. And if you happen to be leaving the area and you do not want to miss one moment of Hot News Talk Radio, then you should download the TuneIn app. It's free. If you have an Android device or an iPhone device, just go to the respective stores, download it for free, and then type in Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, and you can listen to us at any time, at any place. This portion of the show is brought to you by Harvest Fest, and that's this coming Saturday, October the 17th from 11 a.m. from 2000. It starts at 2000 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it's going to be at Harvest Grocery. And I'm sure most people that live in the Hickson area know exactly where Harvest Grocery, even though we'd like to have people from all over, from Sail Creek, all the way from East Brainerd, where no matter where you live in our listening audience, which is vast and wide, like the oceans that are blue, our audience is vast and wide. It's very simple. If you're going north on Hickson Pike from 153, you will see them on the right-hand side. You cannot miss Harvest Grocery. It's a beautiful new store, and they have got all of this organic and wonderful food. And Harvest Fest, they're going to have over 25 vendors. They're going to have a petting zoo. They're going to have live music, local artists, $1 brats, and more importantly, they're going to have the personalities from Hot News Talk Radio there. So get out and make some plans to see you this Saturday, October the 17th, and it's from 11 to 4. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Whole lot of fun. Don't forget also on Sunday, we're going to have NASCAR. We're right in the middle of the chase, and it is heating up. We've already eliminated 4 drivers and have 2 more races. We'll eliminate 4 more, and you can catch every lap of every race on Hot News Talk Radio. It's going to be Sunday at, I think it starts at 2:15, and that's going to be live from Kansas, and it's the Hollywood Casino 400. So make sure that if you can go along and you can do whatever you need to do on a Sunday, but make sure you keep it tuned into Hot News Talk Radio AM 1240 if you're a NASCAR fan. And I know sometimes these are hard to find depending on where NBC puts them at this time of year. So make sure that you listen to Hot News Talk Radio. For that, we'll also be covering a couple of NFL games that day, and we'll get you that information a little later on. And I tell you what, if you were a college football coach yesterday, it was a little uneasiness going around. You had the USC and both USC coaches, or both USC head coaches, are no longer with the program. Steve Sarkisian with the University of Southern California was let go by their administration, and Steve Spurrier from the University of South Carolina stepped down, and that kind of caught everybody by surprise. But he is 70, and I'm sure the way the fans get in your ear and stay on you, and he's not having a great season, he probably last year probably should have been his last year, and I think he's realized it. So he just said, I'm going to go ahead and retire, and I'm going to get out of the way. is basically what's going on there. Hey, look, I'm going to have the adolescent is going to be in the studio with me here right after about 11:30. We have Fox News at 11:30. Right after that, the adolescent is going to be here from the Digital Drive. And we have had a subtraction from the studio. And he and I are going to do our best to find out what has happened to this key piece of equipment. I mean, we have these beautiful mahogany studios here. If you go on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com and listen to Hot News Talk Radio there. You see us live. You can see the studio live. You see this wonderful, we got this huge bay window that looks out into the, it's like a sanctuary back here. I mean, we are so fortunate. I look out the big bay window and I'm seeing the beautiful sky. I'm seeing this, it's almost like an oasis out here. And then we have these huge windows so you can see the live workings of the radio station. But we have a key ingredient that's missing. Beautiful mahogany desk here. The detail work in here. I mean, we have gorgeous paintings on the wall, but there's one thing missing. And he and I are going to talk to you about that. And of course, the adolescent is the host of the Digital Drive that comes up after me, and he's on from noon to 1. You know, it was not a good weekend in Chattanooga. We had 5 shootings. You know, and that's got to be concerning. You would hope that it would be concerning to the mayor and his administration. What can they do about it? Outside of everybody running around about gun control, I'm guessing that most of these shootings and the people that shot them did not properly go through the proper channels to get their guns. And this is from our partner over there at WDEF. 5 shooting victims found themselves in the hospital this weekend, all with non-life-threatening wounds. It still wouldn't be a lot of fun to get shot. In many cases, shootings are related and retaliatory, but police emphasized this weekend was different. We do not believe there is any relationship from one incident to the next in the 5 shootings that we had this weekend. Officer Mark Frazier from the Chattanooga Police Department said, that's pretty good. I mean, I'm almost thinking it'd be better if they were related. That would be easier for the police to maybe find out who done it. But he's saying, oh, it's, you know, don't worry about that. These are all unrelated. These are just random. So the question is, are these suspects shooting to kill but missing, or are they intentionally sparing the victims' lives to avoid jail time? I'm guessing that they're probably shooting to kill. But, you know, I know it looks good in the movies how you can take one shot, you know, somebody can take a little snub nose 38 revolver and make one shot and kill somebody at 200 yards. But I'm guessing that most of the time that they've missed or did not shoot in the part of the body that they wanted to hit when these shootings. But I think this is pretty concerning. 5 shootings. And it says, you know, I mean, and for the police to come out and say they're not related, it's okay. It's okay because they're not related. Now, if they were related, that'd be some concern. But I mean, 5, you know, we're not a huge city. We're a mid-major city. And, you know, we've had a lot of shootings so far this year. And I know the police are trying different tactics and trying different things, but still they, you know, it's kind of time to, you know, let's really put some emphasis on this. What needs to be done? Is it a crackdown? Is it, you know, more police officers? Is it better patrolling? Is it jobs? Is it education? I mean, I think we got to look at everything. And I know there's a certain culture where this is okay. I know that they say we have a pretty big gang problem, but if you know we have a pretty big gang problem, how can we go about that? Do we need more mentors in the community to talk to these gang members and maybe get them out of the lifestyle? Or do we need harsher punishment? You know, I know the one thing that would not help is getting guns out of people's hands. That's not going to help. That's not going to help at all. Because then, you know, what's the old saying? Then only the criminals have guns, and they're going to get their guns. If they're in a gang, they're going to find a way to get their guns regardless. So more gun laws or more gun control, even though I know Barack Hussein Obama is all for it, doesn't mean it's going to work. But there's got to be something. I mean, we've got to start changing the culture where we have certain segments of the society that feel like they have to be part of a violent gang instead of being productive members of the society. I don't have the answers. I'll be like, you know, WDEF and just bring up the questions, but I think there's got to be, there's got to be, I think we need to look in these communities, and we need to look in these churches. I mean, what a better way to reach out to them? Or maybe, where these people are hanging out, maybe there's someone in there that really cares that can get in touch with these people. But we got to do something. I mean, 5 shootings in a weekend for Chattanooga, Tennessee, that's a lot. And that's very, very concerning. Now if it were Chicago and there'd be 50 shootings, but you got to remember we got a little more people up there than we do. We are going to talk about the debate tonight. We have a debate on this radio station tomorrow from 2 to 3. It's going to be the SmackDown. We're going to be talking about exactly what happened when the police in Red Bank kind of got in some hot water. Did they do what they should have done? Was it too much? Was it not enough? That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow here on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, and that'll be from 2 o'clock to 3. We'll have all of your favorite hosts in here. Even Confederate Mike will be here. So you're going to want to listen to that. Put that on your calendar.
After some morning clouds, looking good for your Tuesday, but lots of afternoon sunshine with a breeze out of the west. Highs mid and upper 70s tonight. Cooling down, lows 45 to 47 under clear skies. And for the midweek, more great looking weather, lots of sun, highs lower 70s. Join us at Abba's House Wednesday, October 28th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. for our annual trunk or treat. There'll be inflatables, live entertainment, and of course, tons of candy. It's a free gift to our community from Abba's House. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Core. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Costa, host of the Costa Report, every Sunday at 9 a.m. Did you know that a quarter of the world's population will experience mental illness? My guest this week is former Congressman Patrick Kennedy, who says the United Nations must make mental illness a priority. Find out why this Sunday at 9 a.m. on the Costa Report, right here on AM 1240, Hot News.
Here you are, working to keep your customers happy and to manage your cash flow. IRS problems are the last thing you need, but here they are, flapping about you like vultures. Get help from Eric Pelton and his team of accountants at E.J. Pelton Company. Audits, letters, proposed return changes, 1099s, penalty threats. Pelton Tax Resolution Services brings peace of mind and helps you keep more of what you've earned. EJPelton.com. Offices on Brainerd Road and in Saudi Daisy, just north of the Bilo. That's E.J. Pelton. Call 622-3156. Think ahead. 622-3156.
Hey, all you gun enthusiasts! Carter Shooting Supply has just bought a crazy load of guns and is having a crazy huge sale event. Going on now, a huge inventory of Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, and Taurus all on sale. Taurus guns have a mail-in rebate for $25 to $50. All long guns and all ammo on sale too, just in time for hunting season. Come in and take advantage of this crazy huge sale event. Going on now at Carter Shooting Supply, or shop from home by going to CarterShootingSupply.com. Highway 58, Harrison. Check our prices before you buy.
Are you tired of working in corporate America, or have you recently lost your job and would like to consider owning your own business? If you are, please call me, as I can help you look at franchises or business opportunities that fit you, the economy that we're in, and the type of businesses that are right in the greater Chattanooga area. After I help my clients find the right opportunity, I also help them find the best way to finance the business, including paying yourself through the startup phase. If you would like to learn more about opportunities that may be right for you, please call me for a free assessment. My name is Bruce Krebs at the Entrepreneur Source. Phone number is 423-875-5621.
If you have the DTs, the shakes, because your phone is on the fritz, you have nomophobia. You need help. Your telecom doctor is in. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall. Cell Surgeon yanks open the ribcage of your phone, pries out the dead heart, and puts in the beating life that you lead on your cell phone. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall next to Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life. Mention Hot News Talk Radio and get 10% off.
This is America Now with Meghan McCain.
Al Gore running is crazy. You're flying around in your private jet all over the world, and you want average Americans to care about the environment. Don't you think you should be doing your part as well?
Meghan McCain, weekdays at 7 p.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
Yes, it is on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. Did you know we have the number 2 talk show host in the nation on this radio station from 3 to 5? That's Sean Hannity. That's right. Doesn't get any bigger than that. Not at all. Not at all. We got the big Democratic debate coming up tonight. Should be interesting to see how does CNN handle that. Obama bans pork from prisons, not from the federal government, but from prisons. He needs to ban it from the federal government. The Federal Bureau of Prisons has banned pork products from being served in 122 prisons it runs nationwide. The Washington Post is reporting this. This is from Newsmax.com. The ban started with the new fiscal year, which opens October 1st, is attributed to the bureaus of prisoners not liking pork. Really? Surveys most recently years have found prisoners like pork the least of all the meats, and it's too costly. Prison Bureau spokesman Edmund Ross told the Post. Now, the National Pork Producers Council, they say they're a little skeptical about this. And I would agree with this statement. I find it hard to believe that a survey would have found a majority of any population saying, no thanks, I don't want any bacon. And right, I mean, you know, I mean, first of all, I'm sure the reason he's doing it, the reason Barack Hussein Obama is doing it, he's a Muslim. He probably doesn't eat pork. So, you know, no pork in the penal system. But did they really? I mean, the prisoners, so let's give them a survey. Let's see what they want. Is that really what we ought to be doing? I don't know. And I'm with the National Pork Producers Council. Who turns down bacon? I mean, who turns down bacon? You know, I'm guessing that if you're in the federal prison system, that you're probably not, you don't have a lot of luxuries. And is it a big buffet? Is it like, you know, you're going to the old Golden Corral and I'll take the meatloaf and I'll take this and no, I don't want the pork. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'll take the tofu turkey or whatever. I mean, I just, you know, this is just an odd story, but who praises this? The Council on American Islamic Relations praised the move. That's why he's doing it. It has nothing to do with a survey. That is why he's doing it. In general, we welcome the change because it is facilitating the accommodation of Muslim inmates, says Mr. Hooper with the Council of American Islamic Relations. We hope it's not an indication of an increasing number of Muslims in the prison system. Non-pork options have been long available to observant of Jews and Muslims who can't eat pork products for religious reasons. So we're going to ban it all. So you mean to tell me that any other religion that can eat pork is saying, no, we don't want the bacon. No, I don't think I want that ham sandwich. I find that odd. I find that a little unbelievable. But like I said, if he was banning pork, if Barack Hussein Obama was banning pork in the federal government, I'd be all for it. But he's not doing that. He's going after the penal system. May or may not have heard this on the digital drive yesterday, but supersonic flights might be back. And this is according to The Guardian. Around the world, aerospace companies and organizations, including NASA, are developing the technology that will allow passengers once again to fly at faster than speed of sound. The first of these new breed aircraft should be flying as early as 2020. Now, this, you know, the Concorde was the supersonic jet, and it says it was way back in 2003 that the Concorde was retired. Wow, I didn't realize it was that long. I mean, I would have said, you know, maybe 2009 or something. The airliner entered service in 1976, but was hobbled by complaints that it was too loud. The technology simply did not exist to create a new generation of practical and efficient supersonic airlines. That's why they're stating that the Concorde went out. But remember, there was a big crash and then it went out. So it looks like, though, that there are a number of, now get this, private companies and NASA, but private companies that are looking to bring back supersonic flight. And, you know, it's odd that we don't have that now, in my opinion, because we get on the internet, it's quick. This is quick. We have fast food. We have microwaves. Everything's fast, fast, fast. But we get to flights, and it's still that, you know, we're still traveling like we did in the 70s and 80s, maybe just a little faster. But now the one thing that we had, the Concorde, that could, you know, move at supersonic speed, has been gone for 12 years, which is just kind of boggles my mind. But it looks like maybe about 2020 we'll be able to have supersonic flights again, which once again will, you know, quicker over to Europe and across the Pacific and other things. It's going to be anxious to see that if the new technology will even make it maybe less expensive, because I know the Concorde was very expensive. And so maybe with the new technology, not only will it be quieter, and I think when they're talking quieter, they're talking about when it breaks the sound barrier. I know if they were flying over my house, I probably wouldn't like them breaking the sound barrier all the time. But I think that's where it doesn't say in the article where they're talking about being quieter. So this is going to be interesting. I'm glad to see supersonic flights are back. Now, I do want to remind you that the digital drive is after me, and the adolescent is actually going to be in here in less than 5 minutes. And we're going to talk about what is missing, what something has been stolen, misplaced here in the radio station, here in the booth, where the creative genes, where the creation of all of the artists that step up to this mic, from Keon Rose to Tex to David Tulis to myself and the adolescent, and even news director Russell. It's hard to get those vibes flowing, those juices flowing, when one key element is gone. What is it? You're going to find out here in just a minute. And what can we do about it? We might even ask him about how his drone ranch is going too. Remember? Yeah. He didn't want a drone mill like the puppy mills, so he started his own drone ranch. Ripping and wrangling. I know he got some tips from Tex. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240.
After some morning clouds, looking good for your Tuesday, with lots of afternoon sunshine with a breeze out of the west. Highs mid and upper 70s tonight. Cooling down, lows 45 to 47 under clear skies. And for the midweek, more great looking weather, lots of sun, highs lower 70s. Join us at Abba's House Wednesday, October 28th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. for our annual trunk or treat. There'll be inflatables, live entertainment, and of course, tons of candy. It's a free gift to our community from Abba's House. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Core. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. For all the action,
Hot News Talk 1240.
If it's the NFL, it's right here.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Hot News Talk 1240.
If the South would have won, we'd have had it made. I'd probably run for president of the Southern states. The day Elvis passed away would be our national holiday. If the South would have won, we'd have had it made.
NASCAR, Laura Ingraham, David Tulis, Coast to Coast AM, and CBS Radio News. Chattanooga's news, talk, and sports leader.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lilia Wu. Planned Parenthood responding to the controversy over its fetal tissue for research program, now saying it will cover the costs of the program. Anti-abortion activists who released undercover videos alleging that Planned Parenthood was looking to profit, while the organization says the videos were deceptively edited and they were only seeking legally permitted reimbursements of costs. Twitter looking to lay off 336 workers, CEO Jack Dorsey aiming to slash costs while the company struggles to make money.
In an email to employees, Dorsey said, quote, "We feel strongly that engineering will move much faster with a smaller and nimbler team. Twitter will also cut jobs in other areas of the company. 4,100 employees currently work at the social media platform."
Fox Business Network's Jolene Kent. And ahead of tonight's Democratic presidential debate, a Fox poll finds Bernie Sanders leading in New Hampshire, but Hillary Clinton remaining the frontrunner nationally.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
No, I cannot take it off. I have an impressionable young man in here with me.
Take it on. Take it all on.
I don't care how much you ask. I just can't do that.
Nothing takes it off like.
Normally, I would say my name, but I can't do that today. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. And, you can listen to us anywhere, really, at any time. HotNewsTalkRadio.com. You all know that. We've got this great little app on your phone, whether it be an Android or whether it be an iPhone. It's the TuneIn app, and it's free. Download it. Type in Hot News Talk Radio AM 1240. You can listen to us anywhere you go. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. You'll see a lot of activity on both of those pages. So you want to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. But when you are an artist like myself and the adolescent who is here with me,
hey,
it's great. It's an honor to have you in cape and fedora here on my radio.
Well, I got dressed up just for the occasion.
I appreciate that. But, yesterday we come in and you could tell there was a different vibe. DT, the one and only great David Tulis, who has a show from 9 to 11, he was all worked up. He was kind of angry. He was kind of mad. And I didn't know why. I listened to him on the way in, and I get here, and then I come in the studio, and this is a beautiful studio. We have these wonderful paintings on the wall.
Right.
We have this picturesque window that looks out into into an oasis, really. And we have a beautiful mahogany, desk here, but we have one thing that's missing. And I know it has affected your show yesterday too, as it did mine.
Right. Yeah. This is a rare item, actually. It was donated from the Andy Warhol Foundation that we just got in. And
it's priceless.
Priceless.
It is priceless.
And the fact that it went missing just disturbed me so much that I felt a great disturbance.
Well, the first thing we wanted to do is maybe have an investigation because we thought it might be stolen.
Right.
Or was there, our neighbors here, they like to play practical jokes on us all the time. So we immediately went up to them and said, hey, they said, no, we don't know what you're talking about. We would never touch that because it is a vital piece here in the studio that helps everybody on their show.
Yeah, I really can't do the show without it. It's one of those things where it's just become such a centerpiece, actually more sort of a left leg piece that I use all the time. And now it's gone. I couldn't focus on anything.
I know it was, you struggled. I did. I struggled through the show. I struggled through all the shows, but I really struggled yesterday because your mojo, your karma's off. You come in and you kind of got this certain panache that you do, and you're used to things being in places that they should be. And the one key thing, we're not talking about the microphone. This is more important than the microphone.
Immensely.
Yeah, it's gone.
And it really tied the room together, too.
Oh, it did. It matched. It took the paintings and tied it in with the big mahogany desk that we have here. And if y'all could see the number of monitors and the high tech we have and the way all of that's been integrated in to this really nice wood, kind of a library type setting, especially when David's in here.
It sort of is like a Victorian study vibe that we've got going on.
Oh, it definitely is. It is, you step back in time and that gives you a sense of history that not only are we making history today, but the history of radio from the ages.
It culminates, everything that has happened previously culminates up to this one point. It's been siphoned down to what we're doing right now.
And now a key piece of furniture, I don't even call it furniture, a relic.
It's an art installation, really.
It is. It pulls it all together.
Yeah. It's the ultimate item.
So we're going to put it out. If anyone knows where this, and if you've listened and you watch this show on YouTube and we're at Hot News Talk Radio, what we're talking about. Because if we start saying what it is, then we'll, who knows? Maybe someone's holding it for ransom.
Yeah, and we don't want that to happen.
No, we don't want to do that. Or all of a sudden we'll start getting these calls with people. Hey, I've got it here. It's over here, and we're running all over town looking for it. But if you watch this show and you know this show enough, then you'll know what it is because you've seen each. I mean, from Keon on the clutch, he used it. Tex even used it.
Yeah,
and he's used to sitting on a horse. But this is so important. He said the one thing he missed when he was on his cattle drive was this piece of furniture.
And it's really one of those things where if we put out a call for what exactly it is, then people will bring in cheap copies and say, "Oh, I found it."
We don't want that. This has so much sentimental value to each and every person here that a replica or a faux piece just wouldn't work.
It's kind of like grandma's vase that you broke when you were a kid and you buy her one from Walmart. It's not the same.
Not the same at all. And this piece, I wouldn't even want, because it's not my area of expertise. I wouldn't even want to know how old this is.
No, I would be afraid to know because I'd be afraid to use it.
And I'm guessing they couldn't manufacture anything like this. It's probably handmade.
Oh, undoubtedly. Back then, the manufacturing process to make them, it didn't exist. It has to be made by an artisan.
Well, I'm just happy that you come on the show and we all share the sentiment. I figured I need to speak from David Tulis, who is, the great DT, to everybody. Myself, I just want to speak, and I wanted to bring you in here, but I also want to talk about your drone farm. I know it's been a couple of months and you were just getting started. Kind of give us an update where you're at on your drone farm.
Well, now since we last spoke, we have 3 full-grown Phantoms, which
wow.
Yeah, we're really proud of those, and we're not settled on a home for them yet because we've got a few askers and we weren't really happy with their conditions. They didn't have the range that these drones need.
Yeah.
So we don't just give.
I know you do a pretty extensive interview with the people that would like to own these drones, right?
Yes. Yeah, okay. We actually stay at their house for a few days to make sure that everything is drone worthy.
And I think that's what because you have to drone proof.
Yeah.
The outside, the inside, because this is not something you're going to just let run wild. You've got to, have a certain area in your home where you keep it. And they love to ride in cars.
A particular problem that we like to address is if you have trees out in the middle of your field, they get caught in those all the time, especially pine trees, and they're hard to get out. And it causes great pain to these majestic creatures. So that's something we try to avoid. If you have a tree, we can bring out a tree removal service, but we can't just have that in the middle.
Well, you need to do that before you even think about getting a drone. You need to go through and drone proof your yard, your house, even your automobile, because they love to ride, and they're so happy. And they're just, you know how they are. You roll down the window a little bit and they're just, they're all giddy. They can smell, they can see the outside. It's time to fly.
Propellers start twitching a little bit. They're all excited. And yeah, it's really a great experience to raise them too, because sometimes we bring in ones that have been from other homes.
You rescue drones.
Right. We do a drone rescue. Some of them, they have broken parts. You have to order them specially. It's just, it's such a gratifying experience to see them come from where they were to grow up to be these wonderful filmmaking creatures.
And I know that you would give them the loving, tender care that a rescue drone would need.
Yeah, we specialize in that experience. We have a little sort of, I guess you might call it a sanctuary for them, where we have specialized people to work on these.
Oh, absolutely. And all right, we have a caller. Let's see who this will be. Caller, you are on Hot News Talk Radio on the Mr. Judd Show, and with my special guest, the adolescent.
How are you guys talking about? You both drunk?
Yes.
Not yet.
What furniture?
Not yet. We're talking about the drone farm that the adolescent has started. And
is that bottle of vodka still there?
Oh no, it was gone yesterday. That's the only way we made it both through the show yesterday, because
So Russell's drinking now from 9 o'clock in the morning?
We had a vital part. which is sentimental value to us all. And it's like a little piece of our heart was gone when we come in yesterday. And this piece, and I'm not going to call it furniture, is not even the word that I would use. This would be more like, I mean, do you call it a kneeling pad at church, a piece of furniture?
No.
Talking about the gun going?
No. I mean, and we don't want to put that out there because then we get people like you, caller, calling in trying to figure. It's not a game. We're just expressing and letting people know.
I know you guys have guns to protect yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, sure. That's just a given.
And the way I hear you guys, I don't think you guys are more qualified than maybe just throwing arrows, but that's just me.
Oh, as Southerners, I'm injured.
Yes. We appreciate him calling, and we're not doing this as some kind of clue who done it or scavenger hunt game.
No,
we're just expressing our concern because we want our listeners to know that not only we care about them, but we care about each other.
And that's what this is about. A memorial than anything. This is some Jerry's Kids nonsense. This is a memorial.
You're absolutely correct. You're going to be part of the big slapdown tomorrow, right? The Smackdown.
Right.
Okay. And that's going to be from 2 to 3 here on Hot News Talk Radio. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have, I tell you, the one to watch out for, I think, is Mr. Rose, Mr. Keon Rose. He gets loud, he gets boisterous, and he'll get in your face. And this is going to be something to see. So if you want to see the debate tonight is nothing compared to what's going to be tomorrow at 2:00 here on Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
After some morning clouds, looking good for your Tuesday with lots of afternoon sunshine with a breeze out of the west. Highs mid and upper 70s tonight. Cooling down, lows 45 to 47 under clear skies. And for the midweek, more great looking weather, lots of sun, highs lower 70s. Join us at Abba's House Wednesday, October 28th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. for our annual trunk or treat. There'll be inflatables, live entertainment, and of course, tons of candy. It's a free gift to our community from Abba's House. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
This is Judy Gammon, author of the award-winning book, Age to Perfection, How to Thrive to 100, Happy, Healthy, and Wise. And this is your Stay Young Medical Minute. Each day I bring you one new tip that will help you stay young and stay vibrant. Most people don't think about arthritis. They think it's an old person's problem, but the reality is it affects people of all ages. 21% of adults have some form of arthritis, and 2/3 of arthritis patients are under the age of 65. If you suffer from arthritis, there are things you can do to improve your symptoms. Exercising in water increases your mobility, and it's been proven to reduce pain, stiffness, and swelling without causing more damage to the joint. Now, if you have access to a pool, I want you to swim at least 3 times a week. This will help oil the gears, so to speak. Also, eating a diet in vitamin C and omega-3 fatty acids can also help ease the symptoms of arthritis. If your joints swell or if you have trouble moving around like you used to, talk to your doctor about ways that you can protect your joints and stay flexible and mobile. Be careful of starting a prescription regimen that can cause other issues, and instead opt for more natural remedies like supplements and appropriate exercise. We want to empower you with as much health information as possible. Visit StayYoungAmerica.com for free podcasts of the Staying Young radio show and free medical minutes, just like these. Go to StayYoungAmerica.com.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Are you tired of feeling like just another account number to your financial advisor? Try something refreshingly different. Call Edward Jones Financial Advisor Patrick Neal in Hickson at 870-7894. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
That smells so good. Smells like a big Italian dinner. But you're going to walk out with two. Buy one hot pizza, get a one for free. 2 pizzas. You got the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. My favorite Italian restaurant of all the time. Now, I'm living in Hicks, and I go to Raphael's right down the street in Hickson Pike, right near Highland Plaza. You're in Saudi Daisy? Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria in Saudi Daisy. Just next to Saudi Daisy Church of God. Hey, you're on Signal Mountain. There's a Raphael's Italian Restaurant and a Pizzeria. It's right on the main drag. You're going to love the pasta, the pizza. Buy one hot pizza, get a one for free. 2 pizzas. You got the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Tastes so good. Bring the whole family. Come on, Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Mangia. Salute.
Social media, we're on that. Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook, at Hot News Talk Radio on Twitter. Download the TuneIn app and follow us anywhere at any time. AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr.
Hi, it's
Judd Show.
Confederate Mike sitting in for Eric Judd, who's just had a nervous breakdown. Make sure you join us tomorrow between 2 and 3 when the big debate is on. Eric, you want to tell everyone more about that?
Absolutely. I don't know if I had a nervous breakdown. I don't know if I get nervous, but I ran out of vodka. So I was kind of getting the shakes, but just thank goodness David Tulis was still here and he had some in his car. So all is well. All is good. You're listening to the Mr. Judd Show. And tomorrow we do have the big SmackDown coming. Right?
You're going to get your butt whooped.
No way. No way. No way. I'm here for the
actually,
SmackDown.
You're not, because you're on my side.
Yeah, that's right.
Confederate Mike and Eric Judd.
I'm going to say that the debate's scheduled for an hour, but if it lasts 5 minutes with these other 4 bozos, then I'll be surprised.
Well, does it surprise you that, that Tulis and Tex and Russell is taking the position of the state?
That really surprises me. But you know how they are. They just want to argue about anything. I mean, they just want to argue about
I think
anything.
they're really statists in secret.
Yes. Absolutely they are. And, they're trying to bring in Keon to be kind of like their secret weapon. But that's not going to work either.
Yeah, and Keon's like, well, I can see both sides. I'm like, pick a side.
Yeah. He's going to try to ride the fence. And you'd expect that out of Tex because he rides horses, so he would ride the fence. But Keon, he wants to be like Tex so much that I think he's going to try to ride the fence.
I was talking to Tex yesterday, and he was telling me, well, I can kind of see like both sides of it, but I'm really not.
Well, I can tell you, I
siding with the police, but
well, Mr. Confederate Mike,
I think they went to.
I can tell you what they're doing. I can tell you what all 4 of them do. They know they're going to get their butts handed to them, so they've already started. They're like Obama. They're already crawfishing back and start to give an excuse. We really didn't want to do this. I really didn't want this position. I didn't see all the video. I didn't see all the evidence. I mean, it's already started. The crawfishing has already started.
Well, what's going to be interesting is that we're going to be watching the video with the listener. That is to say that there is a video out there from beginning to end of the Red Bank police officer pulling these individuals over and watching the beating. And then we're all going to analyze it and decide whether or not that beating was justified. Now, you and I are going to take the position favoring the police that they did the correct thing. And the other 3 or 4 losers are going to take the opposite position because, they love the state and the government, and they think that, as long as they're prosecuting the police, they're doing the right thing. So
I mean, think about it.
We'll see how this debate goes tomorrow.
If they didn't have the
2 to 3.
If they didn't have the state, they wouldn't have anything to talk about. See, that's why they have to protect the state.
Well, what's interesting about that is that no matter what the police do, they're always wrong.
Right.
If you listen to, David Tulis and Tex, and you listen to Russell, and not Keon yet, but I'm sure if he was talking about it, he'd be in that same position. No, they can't do anything right. If they ran out of a building and they saved a baby from a burning building, it would be like, well, they were holding the baby wrong.
Yeah, or they saved the wrong baby. They saved the wrong baby.
Their belt wasn't on right. The gun was hanging down.
So, well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and that's from 2 to 3 here on Hot News Talk Radio AM 1240.
Yep, tomorrow 2 to 3. Actually, the debate starts right after CBS News at 2:06, and that will be more entertaining than the debate tonight between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. That loser. Is anybody going to see that decrepit old lady?
Decrepit old man.
Is she disgusting or what? Well, lying, cheating.
You know why I'm going to watch it?
When I think of Hillary Clinton is frivolous. She's just frivolous.
Well, she's the old lady, the old cat lady that lives at the end of the street that people don't want to go in her yard. But the only reason I'm going to watch it and I want to see is how does CNN handle the Democrats? They baited the Republicans. They started off the debate by saying, to Carly Fiorina says, "Hey, Bobby Jindal said this about Donald Trump. What do you think about it?" And what he said about Donald Trump is that it scares him. Donald Trump scares him, and especially with the nuclear weapons. And so that's how they started the debate. How will they start the Democratic debate tonight?
Oh, of course they'll throw them softballs like, on the issue of gun control, how much gun control do you believe there should actually be to prevent the killings that are occurring in campuses all over the country? That'll be the kind of questions they get.
And it's anxious to see how the candidates go after one another. Will they go after one another, or will they all be towing
Hillary Clinton and George Bush?
Yeah, I can see that. I could see that ticket.
Bush is vice president, and Bush W is vice president, and Hillary is president.
I mean, I could see that as a ticket. I mean, they're all chummy and close. The Clintons and the Bushes all, they all are nicey and loving one another right now. So I could see that.
Well, if you go to our Twitter site, Hot News Talk Radio at Twitter, you will see a little tweet there about George Bush and Obama and how both of them were are responsible for the destruction of our space program, whereby we probably would have been on Mars now. A good place to ship all the Democrats and liberals had we followed our path with space exploration. But because of those two losers, we basically, in essence, canceled the space program.
Shouldn't we send them
China and Japan and Russia to get a foothold in space?
Shouldn't we send them somewhere like Saturn that really doesn't have an atmosphere that'd be conducive for life? I think that would be a little
Jupiter
better
would be better since I think Jupiter really doesn't have any solid land. I think Jupiter is nothing more than a liquid planet, or a planet with very little, if any, visible land.
Well, I'm looking forward to the debate tonight just to see how the media does. Watch it 35, 40 minutes. But tomorrow, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock here on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. I don't care how you have to listen to us. If you have to listen to us at hotnewstalkradio.com, the TuneIn app, whatever it is, you need to be listening tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be fun. Okay, Eric.
All right. Thank you so much, Confederate Mike. And it's going to be the Confederate Mike and Mr. Judd team against, the rest of them. You know who they are. So make sure at least watch some of the debate tonight, because I think it's going to be interesting to see how they handle Hillary and how they try to protect her, because I know CNN will, and I think it starts at 8:30. And how the other candidates, do they go after her? They got enough. I mean, there's a lot of red meat there. Do they go after her or do they not? So that starts at 8:30. We'll be talking about it. I will watch some of it tonight just to see exactly what is going on. And
okay, and you paused for what reason?
Hi, I'm Gil Fulbright. The people who run my campaign, they've made this commercial, and I'm in it. This campaign, it's not about me. It's about crafting a version of me that'll appeal to you. A version that visits random work sites with paid actors pointing at things. A version of me that doesn't find old people loathsome or pointless. Has a conventionally attractive yet curiously still family. Listening to my constituents, legislating, these are things I don't do. What I do is spend about 70% of my time raising funds for re-election. I'd do anything to stay in office. My name's Gil Fulbright, but hell, I'll change my name to Phil Goldbright or Bill Fulbright or fill up my mouth with farts. These are the things that are important to me. And these are the fine people that finance my campaign. Now, in order to do these things, I have to stay in office. And to stay in office, I have to keep these guys happy. Now, if any of these things make these guys unhappy, well, my hands are tied. So come November, the choice is clear. Do you want another spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists, or a spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists? I'm Philip, a mouth with farts, and I approve this message.
You gotta like Phil. I mean, what he lays it on the line. So do you want a candidate for special interest or a candidate for special interest? That's what you're going to see tonight on the Democratic stage as they debate. And so, Confederate Mike, what do you think?
Eric, can I just say one more thing?
Absolutely. Always.
Can you imagine 5 opinionated talk show hosts in one room?
Yes, I can, because there's only 2 that are on the right side of this issue. And the other 3 or 4 or ever how many there, I don't know how many they've got bringing in. They may bring in 12. You know, they may think they're the apostles.
Okay, well,
bring
maybe
those
6
guys.
talk show hosts, but the listener has to realize that talk show hosts are very, very opinionated and very territorial. So we have very bright men, and David Tulis, probably the smartest man in Chattanooga, if you don't count me. Then we have Eric Judd. Then we have another smart guy called, or smart aleck called Russell.
There you go.
Tex and Keon. So we've got very opinionated individuals, very different. We don't all agree with each other on everything. We're going to be going at it tomorrow at each other's jugglers, 2 to 3. This is not going to be a scholarly debate.
No.
There may be blood. You can watch on YouTube because someone may get thrown through a window.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a very heated issue.
It's a smackdown. It's not a debate. It's a smackdown. And, you know, we carry Set the Hook with Pat Rose, and I know Pat well enough, and that's what we're going to bring, because I know you and I would walk 40 miles on a barbed wire fence just to debate these 4 guys. You are listening.
Yeah, and by the way, that door will be locked, and there'll be a guard in front of there, and no one's allowed out of the studio.
That's it. It's like a cage match. It is a cage match. Well, you're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. The Digital Drive is next with the adolescent. And he said that he would be talking about
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
After